And here we go. What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome to the August 2021 Solicitations discussion video. It's about 5:40 on 5/26. These just came out like 2.5 hours ago for August. Normally I do live streams, but I have somewhere I have to be in the next, just under an hour. So I'm just going to go through this myself, kind of look through the whole solicitations list, see what DC's got coming out, and give my overall thoughts. So, upcoming August 2021, DC Comics revealed the Suicide Squad takes center stage, which, as we kind of knew. They just have a bunch of things here. I'm just going to go through the whole list. First thing is Batman The World, which is this big thing with all these different artists. DC takes Batman's War on Crime worldwide in a new hardcover anthology. Batman the World, this 160-page book, will feature Batman stories by creative teams from across the globe taking place in their home countries. This original Batman project launches worldwide on Tuesday, September 14th. The complete anthology will be localized to the following international territories. Okay, so I'm not sure why this is showing September when this is the August, but okay, so here's the big thing. Batman Fear State Alpha. This is the Tynian thing. It's not Future State, it's now Fear State. So, just a quick name change. For $6 you get, or what is it? No, for $5 you get 40 pages. So the event over the year in the making begins. Fear State settles upon Gotham City and no one is safe. Excuse me right there. Overwhelmed by the dual threat of the Scarecrow and Peacekeeper 1, Batman and his allies have been one step behind since the events of Infinite Frontier number 0. With the arrival of the mysterious anti-Oracle and the return of Poison Ivy, Batman may have more than he can handle. So we can see that right here. Here's the alternate cover. Here's Peacekeeper. I keep wanting to say Peacemaker, but we got that series going on too. I Am Batman number 0. I have not read any of the stuff with, Jace Fox. I think I caught a bit of it in Future State, so I'm not really one to, I don't know what the quality of this thing is here, but I still think it's ridiculous how the Foxes never gave, Bruce Wayne his money back. And again, this is the other kind of book, the next Batman Second Son that they have going on here, so they got that going on there. I haven't been reading it, so I don't know if it's any good or not, but I still think the fact that Lucius Fox did not give Bruce Wayne his money back after it was stolen from him, I don't like that. I think he should have given it back. It just seems like it would be the right thing to do, and it just feels kind of out of character for Lucius to just not do it. Then we got Hardware Season 1. This is a Milestone Returns comic, so if you're a fan of Milestone comics, we got that going on here. We have Lock and Key, Sandman Universe, Hell and Gone number 2. I don't really read the Sandman Universe stuff. I hear it's pretty good, but there it is. Here we go. This is something I'm really much looking forward to. Probably more than anything coming out this month, other than Robin and there's a Superman one. But this is Batman 89 number 1. Now, for those of you who don't know, my favorite superhero film and pretty much my favorite movie of all time, well, it's in the top 2, is Tim Burton's Batman 1989. I love that movie. I've seen it more than any film in history. And the fact that we're getting a continuation of that storyline after the events of Batman Returns in comic book form, Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, I couldn't be any more excited for this thing. It's written by stories by Sam Hamm, who was the screenwriter on those films, and I can't wait to. I'm so excited for this book. I mean, look at that. You have Billy D. Williams finally suiting up as Two-Face, set after the events of Batman Returns. Step back into the Gotham of Tim Burton's seminal classic Batman movies. Batman 89 brings the screenwriter Sam Hamm, Batman Returns, and artist Joe Quinones, dilates for hero to pull on a number of threads left dangling by the prolific director. Yes! Gotham becomes torn in two as citizens dressed as Batman and the Joker duke it out in the streets. As District Attorney Harvey Dent tries to keep the city together, he targets the one problem tearing it apart, Batman, and he'll get Bruce Wayne's help in taking down the Dark Knight. I'm so excited for this thing. Like I said, I love Tim Burton's Batman movies. Love Batman Returns as well. So that's right up my alley. And coinciding with that, we also have Superman 78, number 1. This is the continuation of the Christopher Reeves storyline. This is written by Robert Venditti. So, again, flying to director Richard Donner, Superman Once More, written by Robert Venditti, Superman Man Tomorrow. That wasn't... Or is no, that's not the movie. Drawn by Wilfredo Torres. Batman 66, Super 78 tells of brand new adventures in the world of the beloved film. A bright, shining day in Metropolis is interrupted by a mysterious drone that crash lands in the city and starts wreaking havoc. This looks like a job for Superman, but where did this metallic menace come from, and what is its purpose, and who is Brainiac? So this is bringing Brainiac into the Christopher Reeve Superman world. So I'm very excited for that. So a lot of good Superman stuff. Then we have Superman versus Lobo, which I wasn't aware of. What happens when an indomitable force meets an irritating object? That's what we're used to find out when Superman runs into Lobo. Think of it like Boy Scout training and a biker gang will be worse. The damage Lobo causes his own, or the chaos of trying to stop him. I smell team up fanboys. It was the most popular being in the universe. I'm not sure if Crush will show up in this thing at all because she's showing up in that Crush and Lobo book, but we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, Clown Hunter. I completely forgot about him. He was like kind of a factor, and then he just kind of got forgotten about. Clown Hunter's brutal mission to hunt down all the clowns from the Joker War continues. The untrained but focused vigilante stalks a boss-level clown, but his luck might be running out as he walks into an ambush set by Punchline. In a horrific parallel to his days at Gotham Academy, Clown Hunter finds himself overwhelmed and outgunned, just the type of odds he likes. So this one's by Ed Brisson, and it's not written by Tynion, so I'm kind of surprised on this. This is $5 for 40 pages, so if you want to pick that up. The Joker presents a puzzle box #1. The story is by Matthew Rosenberg, pencils by this, cover by Chip Zdarsky. Oh, he draws too? Didn't know that. It's story time. The GCPD discover a mysterious corpse, a magical box, and a murderer's robe, the city's most dangerous villain sitting in a jail cell. Now they all need to figure out what exactly has happened. Fortunately, one suspect is willing to talk. Unfortunately, it's the Joker. Now, superstar writer Matthew Rosenberg, magnificent artist Jesus Marino, and a multitude of rising artists invite you to spend a night in the Gotham Central interrogation room for a dozen tales of murder, mayhem, and the mystery as told by the Clown Prince of Crime himself. Can you solve this puzzle box before the sun comes up? So we have, this one's going to be 40 pages. I'm not sure how they're going to cram this all into 40 pages. If they got, it says 1 of 7, so it looks like there's going to be like a whole series of this. Pennyworth #1. So Alfred, based on the TV show. Aquaman 80th Anniversary Special #1. Yes, Aquaman, who doesn't have a solo book going on at all, surprisingly. Dan Jurgens, Jeff Johns, Brian Thomas, Chuck Brown, Stephanie Phillips, Michael Morsini, all these different creators. After defending the Seven Seas for 8 decades, it's time to throw Aquaman a party. This all-star-filled anthology spans across the Ocean King's legacy, not just celebrating his own triumphs, but also those of his greatest allies and enemies. We look at his ongoing romance with Mira, his bitter rivalry with Black Manta, his brotherly conflict with Ocean Master, and the inspiration he lends to younger heroes like Tempest and Jackson Hyde, the newest Aqualad. It would not be an Aquaman celebration without looking at how he's changed over the years, including a brand new tale of Bombshell's Aquaman. So a lot of different talents coming in. They're going to be writing this whole 80-page Aquaman thing. He still doesn't have a full-blown solo. I was theorizing that since writer Peter J. Tomasi isn't on like any books at all right now at DC, that he would be writing a solo Aquaman book, which could still potentially happen, but it looks like it's just not going, and he's kind of done with DC, but we'll see what happens. Batman/Superman 2021 Annual #1. I have not been reading this thing, but this is this right here. So if you want to go ahead and read the description there it is. I left a link in the description below. Green Lantern 2021 Annual. I have not been reading it, but it looks like Jessica Cruz is becoming a Yellow Lantern, joining the Sinestro Corps for whatever reason. So that could be kind of interesting. Harley Quinn 2021 Annual #1. So we have Harley here, and the artwork looks pretty cool though. Just kind of off doing her own thing. Suicide Squad 2021 Annual. Oh, is this like... Are there 2 Superboys? What's going on here? That's an interesting cover. Let's take a look at this. Everyone questioned how the teen calling himself Connor Kent came to be recruited into the Suicide Squad by Amanda Waller, but as Superboy sneaks into the bowels of a top-secret task force ex-Black Site, what he finds changes all he thinks he knows about himself and his history. The oversized annual alters everything for the only hero on the squad and makes him question what to do next now that he knows the truth behind his origin. So there you go. There's this. What's going on with Connor here? Is this tying into Young Justice and all that stuff? I don't know. There's some really confusing stuff with continuity, like, because ever since, like, you know, Dark Knight's death metal happened, it's just been like everything's canon now. But what if canon contradicts itself? And like, what about the stuff that it's just a mess? That's the problem when you try and make everything canon. It just makes everything more confusing. We have Midnighter 2021 Annual. I'm not that familiar with Midnighter, so if you're familiar with this, you can check that out. Suicide Squad Case Files #1. You have John Cena there on the cover, who's been in hot water recently for some things he said, but if you want to know about that, you can look that up. Written by Jerry Conway. So yeah, Suicide Squad's coming out. The Suicide Squad, because it's so drastically different from... You go from Suicide Squad to The Suicide Squad. It's like when you're talking about Final Destination and The Final Destination. It's like, it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, so we got some more of that. Harley Quinn's Greatest Hits. So we have Harley here. Looks like it's just going to be a lot of stuff from Harley Quinn, different artists. Suicide Squad Trial by Fire. Wow, there's just so many like Suicide Squad stuff. Okay, so this is the classic story that inspired the feature film, offered again with new cover. So this could be $20, 232 pages. So a lot of Suicide Squad stuff just coming out, as you can see. A lot of trade paperbacks and volumes and all that stuff. Batman and Robin and Howard. I guess this is supposed to be Damian. What even is this? This is one of those weird, like, looking AU books. To Damian Wayne, there's nothing more important than protecting the streets of Gotham City as Robin, but when he makes a critical mistake while on patrol, Damian finds himself benched, and what's more, Damian's dad, Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, decides that starting over in a new school will be just a distraction Damian needs from a superhero routine. Certain that Gotham Metro Academy has nothing to teach him, Damian is completely unprepared for the challenge he finds in Howard, the smartest and most athletic kid in school. The boys' rivalry is instantaneous and fierce, and both are sure only one of them can be the best in their class. So that can be kind of interesting. Then we have Amethyst, Princess of Gemworld. Not really familiar with that. Looks like this is also the backdrop of this comic here. Then there's this, which I don't want to talk about because I don't like it. Batman Free Comic Day Special Edition. Okay, so there's an epic run, like teasing stuff with Batman there and all the different stories in that. So we got that. We have a King Shark Free Comic Book Day Special here, written by Tim Seeley and Brian Azzarello. Action Comics number 1034. So this one written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Becky Cloonan, and W. Cronrad. The War Zones make their way to the doorstep of the Fortress of Solitude, and only Lois Lane and the alien girl Thala are there to defend it. That's because Superman is halfway around the world trying to stop the U.S. from declaring war on Atlantis. The Man of Steel must make a tough choice, and the odds are no one walks away happy. Elsewhere, Metropolis Midnighter moves closer to the center of Trojan's Empire, and the cumulative chapter is Backup Adventure. The story finishes later this month with Midnighter 2021 Annual. So you got that tie in there. Batman number 111. So this is the Tiny stuff. Polka Dot Man's going to be in this? Or is this just a Suicide Squad variant? So we have all these different characters, also featuring Ghostmaker. I've been talking about Tynion's Batman book, and it's not been really, like, wowing me right now. So if you're interested in that, there you go. So Mayor Nakano announces a crackdown on mass vigilantes just as the magistrate moves against the Unsanity Collective. Batman attempts to avert a bloodbath while the Scarecrow makes his final move. Fear State is about to begin. Backup Ghostmaker faces most gruesome adversary yet, the horrific Razor Line. So, yeah, the main Batman book's it's just kind of okay going on right now. Not really interesting me. Batman Reptilian number 3. You got that there, too. Got Riddler, got the Penguin, got Deadshot, Hugo Strange, Two-Face, Tweedledee, and Tweedledum has left Carnage in his wake. So, there we go. There's that. Batman The Adventure Continues, Season 2, number 3. Now, I have not been reading this at all, and I'm a huge fan of Batman the Animated Series. I love what Paul Dini and Alan Burnett have done, but my issue with this thing is it's so limited in what it can do, because we know what the end goal is. We've seen where it ends in the epilogue with Batman Beyond. I would much rather this be like kind of a jump starting point in the Batman and the DC animated universe continuity. So that way it's free to like bring in newer characters who weren't around when the show was being made, and they can craft some really interesting stories that way. But because it's kind of stuck in this little continuity, and there's some things that are just like, oh, this somehow happened. Yeah, that's kind of going on there, but you can check things out for there. Batman Urban Legends number 6. All right, so I've been loving the Red Hood storyline. So let's take a look at what it says for the finale. I haven't read this yet. So Red Hood, the epic cheer storyline reaches its conclusion, and Red Hood's alliance with Batman forever be changed. Ooh, will the former dynamic duo get the cheer drop drug off the streets for good, or will they forever be at the mercy of the villain who created it? And will Red Hood find a new home for Tyler, the boy he's sworn to protect? Wait a minute. The other solicitation said that Tyler was dead. Okay, misleading. Tim Drake. Tim Drake is on the den of chaos monsters with the other kidnapped teenage girls of Gotham City. In order to free himself and the other teens, Tim will have to embrace help from his friend Bernard. And here's something about himself he never knew. A brand new chapter of Tim Drake's life starts here, and you won't want to miss it. Black Canary. Cool. Oracle locates some Batman weaponry missing since the Joker Warren calls in her old friend Dinah Lance to help retrieve it. Fist will fly, the Canary will scream, and stunning new mission begins. The ending will leave readers in shock and awe. Give us a Green Arrow Black Canary book, please. Zealot, the Halo Corporation, sent their top field agent, codenamed Zealot, to hunt Maxwell Lord, but the villain has a guardian angel in the form of Wonder Woman. Throw down for the ages will ensue. Okay. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I'm surprised Wonder Woman's in this thing, but I guess not. Batman Catwoman number 7. This is the Tom King thing. I have not been reading this thing at all. After the whole, like, his run with Batman and Catwoman, it made me dislike Batman and Catwoman together. So that's never a good sign. I just was like, I'm done. Batman Superman 21. Blue and Gold number 2, written by Dan Jurgens, who is a really amazing comic book writer. So there's their Booster Gold and Blue Beetle and Booster Gold, combined doing their thing. So you got that there. Catwoman number 34. This is written by Ram the Fifth. Magistrate comes to Gotham, and Alleytown sends last name sometimes by their own channel. Okay, Adobe. Thanks for the updates. I get so many notifications. Catwoman finds herself in Alleytown. Batman arrives in Alleytown, breaking in sleeves about one another to give one another a year break. Okay, so Batman and Catwoman are reunited after a whole 1 year break. I completely forgot about that, to be honest. I'm just kind of over it at this point with those two. Challenge of the Super Sons number 5. This is just basically like the series I've already reviewed. It's just going to have the 9 and 10th issues kind of combined into this thing. So it's written by Peter J. Tomasi. So you got that going on there. Good stuff. Checkmate number 3. This one is written by Brian Michael Bendis. Yay. All new story is the super spies try to keep Leviathan from getting its hands on the Heroes Network. Lois Lane does her best to get to the bottom of the new truths in front of her. Meanwhile, her husband, the Man of Steel, has had just about enough of Leviathan. That's right, finally the man behind the Rise of the Leviathan, Mark Shaw, and Superman clash. Plus, who is Mr. King really? Guest starring Robin and Talia al Ghul and Superman. That should probably say Robin, Talia al Ghul and Superman, but that's just the way it was written. But, so Robin's going to be in this. I guess that's Damian. Talia's going to be in there, too. I'm kind of surprised, but we'll see how it ties into his Robin book. So I feel like Damian's in good hands in that Robin book. And the only other book I kind of wanted to pop up in is the Nightwing thing. Crime Syndicate, not really interested. Crush and Lobo, number 3. I've been getting some ads for this thing. But I'm just really not into it so much, but there you go. You got Crush and Lobo there. DC Horror presents The Conjuring, The Lover, number 3. I will definitely be picking up the Conjuring stuff because, well, I'm a fan of the Conjuring universe. Looking forward to Conjuring the 3 that comes out next week. Detective Comics 1041, written by Mariko Tamaki, and then we got Detective Comics 1042. As Gotham's Dark Knight of Vengeance, Batman is seen by many, mostly criminals, let's be honest, as judge and executioner of the city's vilest villains. Well, it's time for him to meet the jury. In the last ditch effort to avenge his daughter's death, Mr. Worth has teamed with the Penguin's criminal empire, the Party Crashers gang, and the Falcone crime family to form the kind of villain team-up that would leave the Boy Wonder sweating in his booties. Backup countdown to Task Force Z. Part 1, Deb Donovan is on the trail of some weird happenings in Gotham, missing bodies from the morgue, tales of shady criminal activity, the likes of which Gotham has never seen, and the person trying to keep her quiet is Batman? And the follow-up, Batman rampages through the underworld of Gotham, driven to a violent madness courtesy of the jury's vile serum. The Dark Knight crushes bones, makes a scene, and gives costume vigilantes in Gotham a very bad name. But will the jury's plan backfire? Can a violent rage machine packed with money, weapons, and insatiable bloodlust possibly end well for Mr. Worth and his journey? The giant plunge from building might be the answer. Backdrop countdown to Task Force Z Part 2. When Red Hood shows up, in your apartment, you know you've done something drastically wrong. Jason Todd teams up with Deb Donovan to uncover the mysterious disappearances in Gotham, and their search brings them to the missing body of Bane. Look alive, because death seems to be knocking at the door. Okay, Bane's there. Future State, Gotham number 4, story by Dennis Culver. Hunt the Batman continues his punchline prowls Gotham, searching for the one thing she needs before leaving the city forever. The only person standing in her way is revenge-fueled Harley Quinn, and just when things couldn't get any worse, the brand new hero Hunter Panic comes for them both. So we got that. We got Green Lantern number 5, not really reading that. Harley Quinn number 6, looks like Catwoman's going to show up in this thing, which is cool. I always like to see Harley confront Catwoman. For the most part, it's pretty fun. So Catwoman supposed to ask me to not call her my friend, but I know she secretly loves me under the tough, broody, leather-clad exterior. You're not going to want to miss this one as we tangle with those boring magistrate goons. Yeah, that's exactly right. Boring magistrate goons. So there you go. Them doing their thing. Icon and Rocket, season 1, number 2. Infinite Frontier, number 4. It looks like Flashpoint Batman is back, even though he was like in the button, and then he seemed different, and then he came back and he, was responsible for like Alfred's death by working with Bane. It was kind of crazy stuff there. So President Superman finds himself in the wrong world, and it isn't looking good. Bones and Chase attempt to stop superpowered heroes and villains from crossing the multiversal lines. If they can shut down the President of Steel, they think that will serve as a signal to not mess with Earth Zero. This is the only distraction hour as Injustice Incarnate begins to show them the worst the multiverse has to offer, and only Flashpoint Batman is there to lend the heroes backup. And we have Infinite Frontier number 5. Look at that. We have Roy Harper there. I need to read more of the Infinite Frontier stuff. Apparently there's some digital first issues I didn't know existed. It's tough to keep up with the digital first stuff because DC never advertises them on their site. You kind of have to like look it up elsewhere. So this one's about Roy Harper finds himself forced to do things on his own. He's been through a lot since he was Green Arrow's sidekick, and usually the only person he can count on is himself. Hence, he's hiding the fact that he's back from the dead from his old friends. He came across Jade, who has been stranded by herself. Can he help her while letting her help him? Because neither of them can handle Darkseid all by their lonesome. Meanwhile, Barry Allen sends out a call. It's time for the heroes exploring the Infinite Frontier to come to the Omega Planet. Justice League number 66, written by Brian Michael Bendis, Ram the 5th. The Hall of Justice has been invaded by the cosmic threat of the Sinmur, whatever that is, and will force the United Planets led by Superman to defeat it without destroying Earth in the process. Meanwhile, the secrets of Checkmate are being whispered among the League, and that spells trouble for Green Arrow and Black Canary. All this and guest star Deathstroke. Meanwhile, in Gotham, Batman stands watch as the Eternal Night continues her quest through the maze of Randir Singh's mind, and she's not only the one lost within, but where the Justice League Dark is all of this. Under the sea in a lost city of Atlantis, Merlin is ready to rule, and it's up to Aquaman and his band of magical misfits to save the entire kingdom. So we got that one. We have this Justice League one by Bendis here, and Rand the 5th. So we got there. Justice League Infinity number 2. This one's by James Dominus and James Tucker. So it's more continuation of the DC animated universe in comic form. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out. Justice League, The Last Ride, number 4. This is by Chip Zdarsky. I have not picked this thing up. I haven't read any of them, so I'm not exactly sure the tone of them. Shoot, I'm running out of time. I got to kind of hurry through this. Legend of the Dark Knight, number 4. So we got some stuff going on here. You can check that out there. Mr. Miracle, The Source of Freedom, number 4. Okay, here's one. Nightwing, number 83. By Tom Taylor. So we got this here, and there's the cover with Nightwing's adorable puppy. I've been loving the Nightwing book right now. I think it's been really, really good. Like the writing, the art, it's just a feel good story. And right below that is the other book I'm enjoying the most out of the DC stuff right now. It's the fight for the soul of the city. Now that Dick Grayson has inherited more money than he can possibly need, he has an idea on how he can help the city within it, and it's time for him to announce it to the world. But with what Haven so beyond saving, what area does he have that he could possibly save it? Meanwhile, an unexpected figure comes into play with the plan to buy the city and all the power that goes with it from Blockbuster. Things are about to get messy for the new public figure, Dick Grayson, but maybe he can enlist some help from his friend Nightwing. Should be interesting. And here we go. Robin, number 5, written by Joshua Williamson, art by Gleb Melnikoff, cover by Jorge Corona. Robin reunion, Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake. Okay, I love how they're just calling him Tim Drake here and not just Robin, which would confuse people. In other books, he's called Robin. I don't know. So Nightwing, Red Hood, Tim Drake, and spoiler guest star as they track Damian down with a plan to bring the young hero back to Gotham, back to his family. See, that's reiterated there. But the son of Batman plans to win the Lazarus tournament and refuses to return. What starts as a happy reunion quickly turns into a Robin Rumble. So I am very much looking forward to this. There's Flatline right there on the cover. Loved Robin 1, loved Robin 2 even more. I've read it a few times. It kind of sucks I have to wait another month for Robin 3 because I'm just having fun with this book right now. And the fact that the family's finally got his location, they're ready to kind of track him down to Lazarus Island. They're going to try and bring him back. There's going to be some interesting stuff going on there because Flatline's on the cover too. She's kind of forming an interesting dynamic with Damian. Then you also have Rose Wilson, who is Damian's big sister going on here, but she also has a history with several of the Robins. Dick Grayson for sure, Jason Todd definitely for sure. I mean, they got married and deceased, and Tim Drake, who she's there's some comic panels where she has history with them. I'm not quite sure about her history so much with Stephanie, but the fact that all of them are showing up here, I'm surprised Cass isn't here, but I think she's busy doing stuff with the Joker book. And Babs isn't there either, too, so they're probably off doing their own thing. But, yeah, so they're going to go and track Damian down. I'm interested to see how they all react to the whole Lazarus tournament concept, what the reunion's going to be like. Because when Damian was there, he didn't really have much of a reunion with his family back in Detective Comics after he worked with his dad to save them. So, especially with Dick Grayson, because, like I said, Dick Grayson Jason and him have had some bad blood, him and Tim. Steph is really good with him. Steph is really good with Damian. Same with Dick. These two, really good. Tim and Damian kind of have some issues. Damian and Jason have had some issues. They got into a fight. I think the last time they interacted all the way back in like Teen Titans. But it should be interesting to see like this whole full blown reunion. It's nice to see Steph in there too, instead of just kind of the three main the four main Robin brothers. So I mean Duke isn't there too, but like I mean he's never been Robin. So I'm excited for this thing. I think the Robin book's delivering on all fronts, so I can't wait to check it out. Rorschach number 11. Have not been reading this thing. Don't really have any interest in it. So there's that. Ruby Justice League number 5. Same deal. Not really familiar with Ruby. You got the Justice League there, but if you're interested in that there. Scooby-Doo, Where Are You number 111. Does anybody buy these Scooby-Doo books? Somebody has to justify issue number 111. Like, who is buying them? Like, I never see them in any comic book stores. When I go, I'm like, do they have Scooby-Doo stuff? No, I don't see it. So, I don't know. Sensational Wonder Woman number 6. I think this is a digital first thing, but you got that there. Shazam number 2 by Tim Sheridan. From the pages of Teen Titans Academy. Enter Nevermore. Do I have to cover this thing on the channel too? Because like I'm covering Teen Titans Academy since it's kind of tied into it. I don't know. We'll see. Here's the full conversation as Billy Batson searches for the missing Rocket Returning alongside his guide from Teen Titans Academy, the mystical and mysterious Dane. Okay, Dane's there. Earth's mightiest mortal must face demons and would-be kings of the underworld. But even with the power of Shazam, Billy finds himself unwitted, not matched, until Dane reveals a secret that will change his relationship with Billy and the new Teen Titans Academy forever. So is Dane Red X? Dun 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 dun. Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see. Static, Season 1, Number 3. So this is Static Shock going on here. I like the Static Shock TV show, so maybe I'll check out the comic. Suicide Squad, Number 6. This was by Robbie Thompson. I read the first few issues of Suicide Squad. It's not really doing it for me, but some people are liking it, so there's that. Suicide Squad, Get Joker, Number 2. Brian Azzarello. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Number 3. This one's written by Tom King. Supergirl's journey across the cosmos continues her hunt to bring down the killer crown to Justice League. The young alien intercarried a small planet, which the cold welcome the local goes. Okay, so we got that one. It's by Tom King. Superman and the Authority by Grant Morrison. So we have Clark Kent and Manchester Black continue to put Superman's new team together, even though they keep Black in check. Seems like the just difficult job is convincing new recruits to come along. Parrots, different parts of the world, looking for different types of heroes. While Midnighter, Apollo, and Natasha Irons only need to tie up some loose ends before getting on board. The Enchantress is going to be a little harder. Superman is going to have to set her free from a deadly illusion, hell-bent on destroying her before she can save the universe. So we got that. A lot of people going on with Superman, this Authority storyline. That's number 2. We also, it's twice monthly. That's going to be interesting. Superman Red and Blue as well. Here's one. Superman Son of Kal-El, number 2. This is the John Kent thing, because John's been aged up for whatever reason. Jonathan Kent now dons his father's cape, but can he be Superman and still have a normal life? It's tough in this modern world. Danger is everywhere. The new Superman learns this the hard way on his first day of college. How the fuck is he in college? What do you like? Because he only aged like 7 years, so he's like 17, maybe 18. Like, all those years he missed out on school, and now you're going to tell me that he's just going to college right now? Are you kidding me? Like, he didn't even go through high school. He skipped like middle school and all that stuff. So, and anyways, that's just kind of me. Whatever. He's going to be in college now, and it just doesn't feel right to say that about John because of his premature aging, however that went. And a deadly attack forces John to step from the shadows into the spotlight where his identity is exposed to the truth, an activist news machine ready to upset everything. Well, Superman already exposed his identity to the world. Did he not? Like, shouldn't that just tell everybody, oh, John Kent, you're Superman too? No shit. But first, the son still has some things to learn from his father and a few cool toys to inherit. Ask yourself, what would you do with your very own Fortress of Solitude? This all-new chapter in the legacy of the Man of Steel has only just begun to reveal its surprise. This is by Tom Taylor. I'm definitely going to be picking this up because it feels like the only good John Kent content we're going to get, because really John doesn't really get anything good anymore. So here we go. Teen Titans Academy, number 6. When an entire town in upstate New York turns on the students of Teen Titans Academy, while the adult Titans are on a mission, Gorilla Greg, Chupacabra, and the other new students find themselves fighting for their lives against a chaotic mob. But is there something driving the town's madness more than just intolerance? Oh, it's this kind of book. Like I said in my Teen Titans Academy number 3 video that I posted, was it yesterday? Not feeling this book at all. Like, this book just is progressively just like, it's being overcrowded. There's too many characters. You just can't keep up with it all. And it's information kind of overload when you have so many people and so much shit being thrown in at once. It really should be like other books kind of split out for it to kind of work, with maybe Red X as the tying factor into all of it. But I've not been enjoying Teen Titans Academy, but I'm still going to cover it on the channel, even if I just don't enjoy it. Because somebody's got to. So, yeah. Batman Scooby Mysteries number 5, so some stuff there. The Flash number 773. I got to start reading The Flash, like, from the start of Rebirth. That should be fun. On the Loose and Bend Destruction, Heatwave's returns couldn't come in at a worse time for Wally West. Now that the one-time Kid Flash has retaken the mantle of the Fast Man alive, he's also taking a new job, Mr. Terrific's Holt Industries, but all that gets put on the back burner when the Flash must outrace the flames of one of his greatest foes and figure out why the once reformed Rogue has gone bad. See, I can't even fucking read right now. There's that. The Joker number 6, so we have the backup with Punchline. We have, after the whole Jungles of Belize thing where Jim Gordon and Joker had to kind of team up. Joker's fleeing to Europe, and Jim Gordon's going to keep pursuing him. And there's some mystery going on with the whole Arkham Gas thing. The Nice House on the Lake, number 3. Not really quite familiar with this thing, but it looks like a horror book going on there, so there's that. The Swamp Thing, number 6. I haven't really read Swamp Things, so there's that if you want to check it out. There's some cool covers there. So I'm saying the Suicide Squad. Truth and Justice, number 7. Haven't read this series at all, but I think is it like an anthology thing, to my knowledge? Yeah, Zatanna finds herself trapped in a dream world. How did she get there, and how can she possibly get out without her magical powers? I don't know. We'll just have to find out. Wonder Girl, number 4. This is the Yara Flor thing. Who are the I can't say that word. With her physical training in full swing, Yara must now look inward. Her childhood in Brazil has always been a mystery, spoken of in hushed tones by her aunt and uncle. What were they not telling her? The answers lie in the Amazon rainforest. But is this young hero ready for the truth? Plus, 2 heroes hot on Yara's trail have finally found their targets. So we got the Yara Flor book. There we go. Joelle Jones. Pretty cool. Wonder Woman number 777. Becky Clooney's writing this thing, so somebody dressed up in a Wonder Woman outfit. Wonder Woman is the highway that fairies are never to be trusted when her promised trip home takes a sharp left turn in the multiverse. Welcome to Earth 11, headquarters of the Justice Guild. Oh, the Justice Guild, I remember this. In the alternate version of Dinah's Earth, the Amazons of Themyscira impose their law on the entire world, and the course of history was changed forever. Sounds like a dream afterlife for our hero, but Janice has somehow managed to poison the paradise. Dane Elysium, a.k.a. Wonder Man, is on the violent rampage down to Wonder Woman to bring him in and clear her name. Back on Earth Zero, young Diana learns the real story behind the creation of Paradise Island and the price paid for freedom. Will she ever trust the Elders again, or are their lies too much for the princess to handle? So we have that. We have 778. We have Wonder Woman Black and Gold. And that looks to be kind of it. And then we have some trade paperbacks going on for the rest of this thing. So overall consensus, really just the stuff I'm most looking forward to is the Robin and the Nightwing book. I mean, there's other stuff that sounds kind of neat. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Robin, Nightwing, no, definitely not that. Get that shit out of here. The Batman 89 book and the Superman 78. So I have 4 books that I'm really, really looking forward to that month. Like, I mean, I'm reading Detective Comics. It's going along just fine. Could be a lot better. But that's one. The Batman 89 book is the most anticipated book of the month for me. And then Robin number 5 is up there too. Like, those are the 2 books most excited for me. Obviously, Nightwing has been really good with Tom Taylor, so that's definitely one I'm most looking forward to. And, of course, Superman 78. The other stuff, like the Superman Son of Kal-El, I am interested in that because I am a fan of John Kent. I'm not a fan of the aged-up version, but if somebody can salvage it, I think Tom Taylor can do it because he's the only one, to my knowledge, who's written, like, a good, from my experience, like, reading, like, in Deceased, like, he was the only one who wrote John well as, like, somebody who was a bit older, so if anyone can try and salvage this mess, I think Tom Taylor might be doing a good job there. But anyways, what were your thoughts on the August 2021 solicitations? A little bit late on DC's part to get these things out, but they're out. They're finally here, and we can talk about them. So, yep, that's all I got to say. Go ahead and post your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of it. Hit that bell for notifications. Like this video. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content. I got more stuff coming up along the way, but I just want to get this thing out today before I go to my thing, which I have to be in like 15 minutes. So, all right, that's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.